Let's talk about it. Being judged for not taking the traditional career path. There are no longer any talk about traditional career paths. In this day and era, there's no reason to start talking about traditional career paths. It used to be a time decades ago where you were told that you needed to just go to school, get your education, and then you would be fed into this pipeline where all of a sudden you'll have a job. That was what it was maybe 20, 30 years ago, as recent as that, where you had access to a pipeline, you got fed through, and you would be able to get a job. Now that technology is here, those traditional career paths are, I don't want to say that they're non-existent anymore. It's becoming very few and far in between as far as you being able to just get fed into this pipeline, because now these companies are going full technology mode. They've been going on full technology mode. They're going into automation. This is what's going to increase their profits. So, as a man, you are going to have to now readjust your thought process of how you start to create certain jobs or get into certain types of fields that are going to enable you to still be able to afford a lifestyle. Now, there are still things that manually that you can do. Hands-on things, being a carpenter, being a mechanic, dealing with masonry, building homes and stuff like that. You still have those things, although you are now getting, it's been some years ago that I didn't even realize that was happening. 3D printing with homes, that's crazy. So you've got those things that are happening, but you have where people still need to get their cars washed. You still have things as far as, sanitary things that people need done, whether it is, picking up the debris. Still have people that need to get their yards done, trees cut. All those things are still available jobs or available fields that you can get into. Now, do you want to get into the manual aspect? That depends. That depends on the type of person that you are. Manual work, it does affect your body. Manual work does affect the time that you have as far as how you're living. So with that being said, then now you're going to have to figure out how can you play your part in this technological world. You have AI stuff. People are hiring for AI systems, how to, work these systems and manage these systems. You have that. You have the cyber, the cyber field where it is dealing with, this whole aspect of people are being hacked on systems. So you have cyber training where you have the ability to combat what's going on with cyber hacking, because that's becoming way more prevalent. So you have certain fields that, from a technological standpoint, you can be a part of. Now, these companies they're working extremely hard to automate this stuff to where they don't need you. They don't need you. So, in every aspect, they're trying to figure out how to eliminate individuals. I think my take is that I believe that we are going to reject a lot of this technology more than what people think is going to happen. We already start seeing that with electrical vehicles. You had electrical vehicles were the rave until you started to have problems with them with weather. Weather started becoming, this block on electrical vehicles, and all of a sudden people couldn't rely on them. It's a difference when you have a phone and your phone goes bad. You can always go in, trade it in, go get something else different or get another one. It's another thing when you can't depend on your vehicle moving, or you're driving a vehicle, or you have a vehicle that has these systems that are supposed to be able to drive on their own, and then you have an accident in it. That stuff starts to cause all type of shock as for us as humans, because now you're dealing with uncertainty with our life, and you don't want to deal with that stuff. That's why I think that in many ways we're going to start rejecting technology, because you can't fully depend on some of these systems, and when these systems go down, this could be a life or death situation as a human that we're dealing with. So I would say that we still understand that we're human. We still understand that we connect on that type of level as being human. And I think that what you have to bypass is you have to bypass the fact that technology is being thrown down our throat, and you have to get out there and start to think about how can you engage with humans on a level where they can develop a relationship with you, and they can connect with you in a manner to where they would allow you to do the work that's needed. Of course, there's going to be an issue as far as the pricing, as far as how competitive you are in comparison to them just getting some type of technology to do what it is that you're saying that you want to do. But again, I think that as humans, I think that we are going to reject a lot of this technology. It's going to feel very foreign to us. I know I heard recently that some folks were rejecting starting the push buttons in cars, that they wanted to go back to the knobs of turning knobs and stuff like that. So that it's already happening where people aren't feeling as comfortable with dealing with, some of these changes that we have. It's one thing to be comfortable, but it's another thing to have reliability. So again, you've got to try to start changing your mindset and start looking at what things are out there that are problems that we still need to solve, that we can solve still as humans, that technology hasn't been able to infiltrate. There are still things out there, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to have to now really make certain that you research and you speak to enough folks to get the room temperature of what it is that people are maybe looking for that's outside of technology. So traditional career paths, that's gone, but that doesn't mean that all is lost. We still are living in a world where, weather is still unpredictable. We have no clue of what stuff can happen with that. And technology can't necessarily fight through when weather goes awry. We just had hurricanes and stuff like that, and a lot of flooding and all that. Technology couldn't help a lot of those folks in those particular situations. So we still have the ability to create jobs. We still have the ability to have certain businesses that are based off of some of the problems that we as humans are still going to go through. You know what I mean? So that's my message. On that note, like I always say, I'm about to go do what I got to do with the park, as always, and I'm going to catch you on the next note. Peace out.